The previous paper didn't have projected spend by the end of the financial year. Craig, are you going to talk to this?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, this paper, the original paper and the paper which has been tabled, fundamentally shows the current position of the activity budget which the board have control over. As you can see, various things have been spent, or budget headings have been spent more than others. For example, marketing and publicity has been spent quite a bit, but that's probably to be expected in terms of a new organisation. And other budget headings haven't been spent as much, such as events, workshops, etc. So the figures there are given both in terms of the budget in total up until the 31st of March, that's the first column. The actual expenditure is the second column up until the 31st of December, and then the projected spend up until the end of March of this year, and then the projected underspend is the final column. So there you can see the actual figures. Obviously, there is going to be a projected underspend, which we need to consider very carefully. Okay?
Thanks, Craig. I don't like budgets that are underspent. I think we've had this discussion already. Now, we have got a large area under events and workshops, etc. And I've got to commend the staff team, because what they've done in the early days of establishing Healthwatch Newcastle was piggybacked other organisations' meetings, which was brilliant, because it meant we actually didn't have very much expenditure ourselves. And I suppose we can expect in this setup phase to be slightly underspent, but we've got to spend this money. We don't think it's part of the contract, so we don't think it'll be clawed back. And as this activity budget's not huge, that'd be great, because it means we can use it in 14-15. We're going to be coming on to something a bit later in the agenda, which actually is not an agenda item as such, but we'll take under areas of consideration for future work, which, if we agree, most probably will take care of some of this underspend. Has anybody got any questions around the budget?
I'm the person who is responsible for putting the first budget together, and of course what you've got is really a budget for 9 months of the year, because Healthwatch Newcastle didn't really start to kick into place until June, July, and that's always going to be a problem with a new organisation. And I think equally, having got some money for participation and support is really important, because we didn't know the nature of those needs. And I've seen a lot of organisations come stuck by not actually putting those in to start with. So I wouldn't beat yourself around the head too much about it. The issue of an event is an interesting one, because I think across the country there was an assumption there would be these big Healthwatch events when Healthwatches were launched across the country. And I think that you took the decision, which I think is very sensible, that until there's a message to give to people, what's the point? Yes, you could have had a nice venue and had something to eat and said to people, we're here, but that's actually not a good use of resources these days. I think people are very aware of it, so piggybacking onto others is a good use of resources. It is part of the contract, and therefore my understanding is it can't be pulled back in. Obviously it's got to be used for the purpose, but it actually gives you better use in the future year.
Lisa, do you want to say something?
Yeah. Sally, you were just saying your understanding is that the underspend can't be clawed back, but how will we know for definite before we start spending the money in the future?
You go. Sorry.
We don't. These are public places. And clearly you have to, and clearly we have to make a report back to the Commissioner on a regular basis. So she's very aware of these figures and nothing's been said yet. I think if they said, yes, we're going to claw it back, there'd be a huge amount of activity in March because we wouldn't allow that to happen.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, we see it all the time, don't we? Okay. Well, we will seek clarity around that, Lisa, from our commissioners. So we do know where we're up to. I'm aware that we've set up a finance subcommittee of the board, which is yet to meet, and we'll get that penciled in, timetabled before board meetings in the forthcoming year. But we might want to actually look at the budget lines as a subgroup and make sure that we've got the appropriate lines in with the appropriate amounts. Hello, Ty. It's okay. Glad you could join us. We're just up to the finance report, so in fact we've finished that agenda item.